Welcome back to another episode. Today's topic, AMD, one of my favorite semiconductor companies. We can see the overall stock price is down roughly 50.5% year to date. The main culprit, client revenue, down 40% year over year, with the overall weakness we are seeing in the consumer market. So in today's episode, what I want to do is take a closer look at some recent updates in this space. So let's get started.
I do want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and make sure to check out fool.com/Jose to get the top 10 stocks to buy right now.
If we take a closer look at AMD's Q3 segment results, we can see the client market is $1 billion, down 40% year over year. But not only that, we can see operating income is down over 100%. We can see in Q3 of 2021, so a year ago, the client market was one of AMD's most profitable segment. Unfortunately, now in Q3 of 2022, the client segment is the only segment making a loss for AMD, and we can see how the overall market is shifting. So what's happening here? One is the overall kind of slowdown in consumer spending. Second is over inventory. A lot of companies, a lot of retailers are doing inventory correction, and this is causing average selling prices to drop down dramatically, which is also causing margins to kind of drop. Fortunate for investors, the company did kind of diversify themselves pretty well with the recent acquisition of Xilinx. Now the data center market is $1.6 billion of revenue, coming with $500 million in operating income. We also see the embedded market with $1.3 billion in net revenue and about $600 million in operating income. These two segments, as we can see, have high margins, which is something AMD investors should be excited about. Unfortunately, it does seem like AMD's margins in the client segment might take another hit. We can see reports out there that AMD's Ryzen 7000 chips are on massive sales. For those not familiar with the AMD Ryzen 7000, this is the new generation of CPUs that AMD has recently released on late September. And it's usually not this common to see price reductions of a new product, even though it is the Black Friday season. Videocars.com does kind of make a clarification that AMD Germany has confirmed that these price reductions for the Ryzen 7000 are more of just Black Friday sales opposed to actual price reductions. Certain investors were kind of debating if these were actual price reductions because of the kind of weak demand that the market was seeing. And if you are enjoying the episode, make sure to hit the thumbs up, as it does help me grow my overall audience. If you want to support a little bit more, make sure to subscribe using my link at fool.com/Jose. Also, if you are here, it means you might be a semiconductor investor. Make sure to check out the #1 upcoming semiconductor podcast in the world. Episode 3 was just released and episode 4 was just recorded, so make sure to subscribe. So overall, I do believe that the client segment for the upcoming quarter is going to continue to be weak for AMD, but I do want to say the company did really well with diversifying itself. As an AMD investor, obviously it sucks to kind of see the client segment down, especially seeing the operating income at a loss, but there is numerous bullish reasons to own the stock. For example, like I mentioned earlier, the data center and the embedded market both have high margins, and they have numerous tailwinds in this space. The client market, I don't believe is going to recover fast or anytime soon, but once it does, we would expect this to kind of increase operating incomes and to be profitable again like it was in Q3 of 2021, maybe at not high margins like they were before, because this over inventory is going to last for a few quarters in my opinion. But I do believe eventually when the consumer market does return, we are going to see this kind of accelerate the profits for AMD. For those not familiar, AMD did recently release their 4th generation AMD EPYC processor, which I do believe is going to continue to grab market share. So obviously a crazy time for AMD, but this is a stock I enjoy and I personally don't mind purchasing at these levels. Luckily for me, I already do have a big position on AMD, so if I do add, it's usually through ETF, as I don't want too much single exposure, but this is easily over 10% of my current portfolio. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.